Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to be presenting our company's sustainable bluefin tuna for management class 465B with Professor Jackson at Cal State University Fullerton. The SB team consists of Young Yang, myself, Devin Arredondo O'Malley, Marilyn Navarro, Abraham Gutierrez, and Daniel Garcia. To start off, we're going to be going over the table of contents, where we're going to be doing the introduction and current problem with myself. The customer profile and SBT solution is going to be done by Young. The go-to-market and competitive advantage is going to be done by Marilyn. Why Us will be done by Daniel, and the 3-year financials and the summary will be done by Abraham. To start off with our introduction, we just want to say what sustainable bluefin tuna is all about. And we at Sustainable Bluefin Tuna are dedicated to saving the bluefin species in an environmentally friendly, sustainable, and technologically driven environment to help nurture and revive our ecosystems. As for the current problem, there's going to be 3 main points here. The first one's going to be the global bluefin tuna extinction, which can cause permanent damage to marine ecosystems, also causes imbalances with an abundance of squid and mackerel. Number 2 is going to be illegal harvesting. A lot of profit-seeking commercial fishermen often go above their quotas, which promotes global extinction of bluefin tuna. And lastly here is going to be the use of live bait as fish meal, which can cause fatal exotic viruses and harm the marine ecosystem as well. Next, I'm going to be passing it on to Young for the customer profile and SBT solution.
Thank you, Devin. So who are our customers? Our customers will be sushi chefs located in Japanese central communities and working on high-end sushi restaurants, as sushi chefs consider bluefin tunas as the most profitable and valuable species in the marine ecosystem. Majority of their customers are Japanese consumers who seek for bluefin tuna due to its high fat, juicy flavor, and healthy benefits such as omega-3, multivitamins, free radical elimination, and an ideal diet meal. More importantly, due to low global supply, uncertainty against unreliable suppliers, verge of bluefin tuna extinction, sushi chefs are paying astronomical prices, where the highest sale for a single bluefin tuna weighed at 278 kilograms was sold for $3.1 million. It is important to note that when global supply was not a significant issue, a single bluefin tuna weighed at 400 kilograms was sold for $240,000. With all that being said, sushi chefs currently are paying an inflated price of up to 1870%. Next, our customers are willing to pay $80 to $600 per kilogram for Atlantic bluefin tuna. Additionally, our customers will be green consumers or environment friendly who are willing to pay higher prices to contribute to saving the marine ecosystem, as there are social protests against sushi chefs who are selling wild-caught bluefin tuna as they contribute to the global extinction. Next, I'll be going over our company solutions, which are soy-based feed, artificial hatching, and cylindrical shaped farm. First, our soy-based feed is a retrievable feed if bluefin tunas do not consume, which decreases feed costs and promotes a healthy diet for our bluefin tunas, as it contains multivitamins, 1/10 of a regular fish meal, and it is packed with protein. We expect our new feed to reduce the food conversion ratio by 700%, which will later be discussed by our financial manager, Abraham. This feed is an ideal fish meal compared to the traditional light bait, as it reduces a great exposure to fatal exotic viruses. Next, our artificial hatching solution is to address the overfishing and low supply issue by conducting a genetic analysis and identifying a specific gene to accelerate the tuna growth process. Then we will identify the tuna with that specific gene and start breeding. Finally, our solution is to provide a cylindrical shaped farm or iodine nets rather than a traditional cuboid shape, where tunas will get caught in corners. More importantly, our iodine fish cage will prevent exotic viruses from entering and damaging our products. Next, I'll be passing on to Marilyn for the go-to-market strategy.
Thank you, Young. I will be discussing our go-to-market strategy. First, we will host public tasting events at local farmers markets and table relevant community events where customers will be able to sample and rate our Bluefin based on taste, quality, coloring, and appearance. We will also collect testimonials to use for product refinement and other marketing purposes. We will also deploy informative content on our company blog. We will share the risk posed for Bluefin and ways for the community to preserve the natural supply. They can learn about how we make our products sustainable and different. They'll also be able to read these customer testimonials so we can build brand trust and credibility. We will also advertise on popular sushi blogs and magazines such as Sushi University and the Sushi Legend. Magazine and blog posts will help us create urgency for protecting the natural supply and promoting our sustainable solution. Finally, we're launching extensive digital marketing. We plan to post daily content on our social media platforms and maintain a high engagement with our followers by responding to comments, messages, and sharing posts. We will also invest in search engine optimization and pay-per-click ads to ensure that when someone is looking for Bluefin, we are their first result. Next, I will discuss our competitive advantage. One competitive advantage that we have is our location because we are greatly exposed to one of the most Japanese central communities in San Pedro, which is surrounding Gardena and Torrance. We're also located at the heart of the aquaculture industry in Southern California in Long Beach, where there are several sushi and sashimi restaurants and people in need of Bluefin. We also have human capital. Our team is trusted and experienced in their relevant field and very capable. We work very well as a team together and are carefully selected based on the access to the valuable network, such as Cisco, which is the largest distributor in the entire world, Kinky University, which was the first of its kind to actually genetically modify tuna, and several experienced researchers and workers. Finally is our innovative solution. We have a trade secret on our soy-based feed solution, and our company is unlike many others. It is almost impossible to recreate our specific product, therefore very difficult to break through on our industry. Now I will be passing it on to Daniel for why us.
Our diverse team is the perfect reason we are right for this venture. Young, our CEO, has over 3 years of experience in the aquaculture industry and has a large network of Asian fish farmers. Devin, our strategic advisor, has 4 years of experience in the food industry and also has experience with distribution networks. Abraham, our financial manager, has multiple years of experience in inventory management. I myself am the operations manager, and I have extensive experience using key performance indicators. Lastly, Marilyn, who is our marketing manager, has knowledge of various marketing strategies with over 6 years of experience in the food industry. Next, I'll be handing it over to Abraham to give you a little bit insight of our 3-year financial plan.
So now to touch base on our 3-year financial outlook, first wanted to point out that our first 2 years are going to have minimal revenue and a net loss compared to our 3rd year in 2025. So to start off in 2023, we're expecting a revenue of about $6,700 US. However, during this year, we're going to be experiencing a net loss of about $460,000 US. Following that year in 2024, we see a little bit of a jump in revenue as we're expecting about $28,000 US. However, we're still experiencing a net loss within that same range of about $473,000 US. And this is largely due to the fact that during this time, our tuna is still growing to its adult weight and size in order to be sold to the market. So we're mainly going to be focusing on our educational tours and merchandise being sold within the facility as our main channels of revenue. Now jumping forward to 2025, this is actually our 3rd year in business, which is usually how long it takes for tuna to get to its adult state. So this would be the first year in which we actually sell tuna to the market, which is as a result our first year of a huge increase in revenue as well as our first year of net income. So in revenue, we're expecting about $1.7 million US. And as far as net income goes, we're expecting about $860,000 US in net income. As I mentioned, this is because this is our first year of actual sales in tuna. However, during this time, we're still going to be maintaining those educational tours and sales of merchandise as sources of revenue. I also wanted to mention that another huge reason as to why we saw this exponential growth in 2025 is due to the fact that we're using a soy-based feed solution, and this is fundamental into our cost reduction strategy. And what this does essentially, it translates the food conversion ratio from a 28:1 ratio to a 4:1 ratio. Now, what this means is that traditional live bait would usually take 28 pounds of it to increase the tuna by 1 pound. However, our soy-based feed solution is only going to require about 4 pounds of it to increase the tuna by that same 1 pound. Now to kind of top off the 3-year financial outlook, I also wanted to mention that in order to keep up with our social responsibility, Sustainable Bluefin Tuna is also going to be donating 1% of all its profit to the World Wildlife Fund. And what they do is similar to us. However, they're more generally focused on all species and preserving them, as well as limiting human impact on the environment. So not only are we ourselves going to be helping out a specific species, but we're also going to be helping out others and other organizations that are having the same general idea in mind as our business. So now to sum things up, here at Sustainable Bluefin Tuna, our target market is going to be green consumers as well as sushi chefs. We're going to be producing healthier, larger, and more beautiful bluefin tuna using our soy-based feed solution, artificial hatching methods, as well as our improved tank design. And then finally, our first 2 years are a bit scary due to the fact that we have minimal revenue and a net loss. However, our 3rd year completely counteracts that, and we're going to be experiencing a huge jump in revenue as well as a huge net income of nearly $1 million. Now, before I open it up to questions, I wanted to leave off with a quote from Bill Gates, which kind of goes hand in hand with our business. And it goes, "I believe in innovation, and the way you get innovation is you fund research and you learn the basic facts." Thank you.